Ladies, hello? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Onward VR Master League Season 6, Week 2. My name is NightFiree. I am here with my co-caster, Buxton. I don't know if he's here. He might be getting water. Buxton, are you here?
I'm very much here. I've not gone for a quick dash just yet.
Okay, very good. Today we are going to be hopping into another OC5 preview match. This one randomly scheduled by the VR Master League, so we can thank the algorithms for this match today. But we got Globochem versus SMC Tactical. Should be a pretty hype series. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, both these teams have, especially SMC Tactical, would have changed a lot since they last met in the June Invitational in Leicester, because they haven't played each other at all ever since then. The last time they played each other in regular league play was back in I believe it was mid-July or maybe mid-June, somewhere around there, before the Leicester Invitational, and maybe except out of scrims, they haven't met for a very long time, so I'm curious to see how they'll match up against each other now.
Yeah, it has really been a long time since they've seen each other, played against each other. SMC Tactical, coming off of the win in Leicester, they have not yet played a match for the league, so this is their first one coming back from that tournament. So they should be feeling pretty confident. They were looking pretty good. We take a look at their roster. On it is Sickness, Hooney Half, Landon, Pone Cake, Brass to Mouth, Captain Soda, Edna, Jordan, and Mr. Beefy. I think Sickness will be playing today.
I believe so. So he is in Onward, and you can see in the Discord, or possibly Steam if you have him as a friend.
And then you take a look over at that Globochem roster, and it also is rather formidable. Thunder Pilot, Auto, Mixologist, Norseman, Pants, Raphael, Toast, and Arsenic. And they've been playing pretty well this season so far. They've had one or two matches, one against Boss Fight, I believe, where they beat them pretty handily, like 12-4, 12-3 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, but they did give up that third map from the looks of it, because Boss Fight did win it. I believe it was on Downfall, which is surprising, considering Globochem is known for being pretty good at Downfall.
Yeah, that actually kind of takes us into our picks and bans. If we go ahead and check out what SMC Tactical banned, they banned Downfall, so obviously they also are aware of their Globochem strength on that map. And Globochem banned Cargo, so you can kind of see the different mentalities here. I think SMC Tactical a very good short-range team, Globochem a good long-range team. Both teams getting short-range and long-range maps banned out against themselves, so it's kind of, I don't know, the ban's playing into the obvious strategies of the teams, right?
Yeah, for certain. Now, one thing I'm curious to see is, as usual, are they going to be starting off probing each other, or they're going to go in hard, or is their entire game plan for the match just going to be getting out as much info as they can for Oculus Connect 5? I have a feeling that's what's going to be going on here. I definitely feel they're going to get as much info as possible.
We have had a few OC5 preview matches so far. This is our third one, I think, this season. But I think in what we saw with Boss Fight versus Beginners was that those teams sort of feeling each other out. I think Boss Fight did at times look like a very high-end team, but then at the same time I felt like they weren't really giving it their all. And it was just kind of like a struggle for a lot of the rounds that they lost, but then the ones that they won, it was so overhanded. They had such good strategy to it.
Yeah, we saw them against the Beginners with that insane kind of just death ball composition with the smoke pushing up toward the eastern dumpster, and they just completely rolled over them like a tide, a red tide of death and lead.
Yeah, and Cargo is actually not they did change their ban, so Suburbia comes out as the Globochem's ban, so the close range choice still obvious there. Suburbia and Cargo are kind of your two tight maps. Subway also, but no one tends to gravitate towards Subway as a league map pick.
Yeah, most teams want to avoid that map like the plague. Maybe one day we'll get that fabled third entrance, maybe some elevator or a hole in the ceiling or an actual third stairwell. But until then, it's a scary place to be, Subway.
I have the password.
Sweet, in that case, send it over.
Onward to work.
Yeah, I have the password. Yeah, we have that information that apparently someone's PC isn't working, which is kind of worrying.
I wonder whose.
If we can get some information, we can squeeze it out of arsenic, but it definitely doesn't sound too good.
Yo, that stupid Oculus beta is such a pain.
Looks like there might not be any tech issues after all, as everyone's in the lobby already.
Oh, I'm the one with the issues. The heck? Hold on. Make sure they don't start without me. What is going on? Okay, 1 second. I'm having some difficulties here. There we go. Okay, well, that's solved. And we're good.
Very prompt technical difficulties solved very promptly. Anyway, since we have a little bit of time waiting for people, it looks like they are actually rehosting this lobby, so I'm getting out of there.
Unbelievable.
Maybe someone had issues joining into it.
It was 10 out of 10, I thought.
It was 10 out of 10, but they were rehosting after someone left, so I'm not really sure what went on there.
Yeah, I make sure that we're all... Yeah, everything's coming in good on our end. Okay, great. Back out. Thank you for hanging with us.
We do have the time. Now we do have the time, and I'm in the lobby. We can talk about a little bit of the scores from both the Leicester Invitational and the last time they played against Globochem and SMC Tactical in Season 5. Season 5 was a 3-12. Globochem winning pretty dominantly. I wonder if we might see something similar, but they did kind of pick up the pace a little bit, but not too much in the Leicester Invitational. All I could find in June was a 2-4 on both Q1 and Suburbia 1. That was still quite a while ago. They might have improved a lot ever since then, but I don't have much information on it, honestly.
Yeah, I think looking back at old scores isn't really reflective of what we're going to see in the current day of Onward, honestly. I think any matches you have, like, the teams have changed so drastically. SMC Tactical has stayed pretty consistent with their roster. But, I mean, the level of skill has changed so much between all the teams that I just don't think you can assume that anything is going to be the same as it was a season ago.
Yeah.
So I expect that we should have a very tight series here. I think Globochem's going to have some trouble because they're not going to want to reveal strats. And if you don't reveal strats, you're going to have a hard time beating SMC Tactical. So I expect some 3-3s, stuff like that, really.
Yeah, but going back to the kind of stuff we saw at the first Leicester Invitational, we saw Pants with his on-the-fly tactics, so they did have a lot more time than they do nowadays. Previously, there was no real time limit between rounds, but now there is 2 minutes. We saw how Pants can put out really nice tactics on the fly without much thinking about it. So I'm curious to see if they'll save that for OC5 or they'll just do it this and keep all of their pre-written tactics for OC5.
We'll see. I think we're gonna have a pretty generic 5v5 competitive series here. Like, not too insane strats. Just because both teams can't reveal too much. So I think we're gonna have pretty meta defense and offense, and should be fun to watch. Should be some good shots, but I don't know if we're gonna see anything crazy in this series. I wouldn't expect to, at least.
Generally, it's probably a safe bet to assume they are going to be playing normally, but
I don't
maybe
even
because
think. I don't think Globochem's even taking. I think these teams. I mean, if I was these two squads, I wouldn't even. Be, I guess boss fights mentality is different, but I wouldn't be taking this season seriously at all. I would only be thinking about trying to practice and strategize for OC5 because that's all that matters. Like, this season doesn't really have any reward or anything on the line. It's not going to put you into a tournament or anything like that. So I don't know.
That's exactly what I was about to say there. Cause, maybe they are going to just take it a bit like a scrim and just try out new tactics and all sorts. It's a possibility.
Hopefully after we have OC5, we'll start to see like the top teams really, like I think we had Danglers and Animal House. That was a fantastic series because they were both, you know, they're going all out. They're using every strat they have. They want to win the season. It is about pride, and I think we probably will have some Season 6 prizes out soon.
Yeah. But we are into this round now, already starting to roll out. It's going to be that gas station objective to start with and a dangerous north spawn. SMC Tactical might have some early trouble here.
Yeah, Soda is going to be the one that's going to check that out. He hears the shots, though. Instantly rotates off of that corner push, and Pwnecake with some nice answer backs on the pants. That's an instant headshot, and he's down.
Yeah, that is a huge pick for SMC Tactical, because I think everyone in the community knows just how deadly Pants can be, but Arsenic's looking for the refrag. He's looking over towards Burning, and he did see Pwncake's head, but he's not going to hit anything, despite the fact that his arms may be made of steel. It's not good enough.
Meanwhile, Thunder Pilot is pushing up aggressively. I like this maneuver. He's not wasting any time. Get up onto this wall, and he has a pretty clear line of approach to get into this rubble. A nice smoke, something like that will allow him to cross. I don't think he has to worry about anybody two-story looking down the street either, because he's covering the west objective.
Yeah, Beefy's looking over, trying to catch like maybe a mixologist, but he's way moved back. But Arsenic, if he comes around this corner, might have a little bit of trouble. Beefy's got that kind of way west position up on the tiny little hill. But it's all depending on if Arsenic peeks that corner, because there's no way you can see mixologist through that kind of 6-foot-high wall.
This is a pretty nice spot there. Elevated up over the bridge, and he'll see anybody approaching. He has missed the crouching member of Globochem mixologist as he's pushed up, but that's up to Captain Soda to defend against.
We do have a little bit of information from Parsville in the chat. It seems that Edna and Landon have both lost power because of a hurricane, so there's a reason they aren't playing here today.
Yeah. Let's get a smoke covering us from fuselage too. Here, I'll get that one. Okay.
They are starting to throw these smokes out now.
That's
They're
a
going to
great
be getting
smoke.
ready for a push. Yeah, that's perfect. Just getting that nice third one in. Also, utterly perfect, trying to just secure that completely and utterly denied line of vision. They still haven't extracted this guy in the west from the looks of it. They're taking the Burning instead. They are starting to push through Burning now. Arsenic took the picks. He almost snags one.
Still inside that inside Burning building. They had some good frags tossed out there. Maybe they're assuming they've downed the guy in that building, but they're going to have to push up cautiously and clear that Burning building if they want to make sure that they're safe here.
Yeah. Pwncake's best course of action here is probably just hiding under the stairs, as he is currently doing. Just rail them the second they come through the line of sight there.
He's going to peek and get a little antsy. He might find Arsenic. No, Arsenic does come out and they trade.
I down one and I'm down.
We also have Mix coming across the street now. He's not expected. Beefy, there goes Pwnecake taken down by Auto as well. But Beefy hasn't seen Mixologist just yet. Never mind, there he goes.
Otto hears those shots. He may be able to spot him out over by Humvee. He is looking. Oh, and I just don't think he's going to spot him by that brush there. It is
It's a really hard line of sight.
2v4. SMC Tactical in very good positions to defend. They're right on top of objective. 2.5 minutes left for Globochem, so they have plenty of time, but it's going to be hard for Thunder and Otto to make something work.
Yeah, Sickness's position by the ambulance hit is absolutely devastating. As you can see, he takes down one Thunder already. He is resable, but he's in such a good position to defend here. They are completely and utterly locked in burning.
If Sickness had just held that angle and shot some more rounds, he could have maybe picked up 2. They try to rotate out. Brass to Mouth finds him on the corner. Thunderpilot's going to have to get the res. Try to suppress over, and Thunderpilot's in a rock between a rock and a hard place here. The ambulance shooting at him. He's going to get flanked pretty soon by Beefy. Nades are coming out towards him. He has to get this res off on Otto if he wants any chance of surviving, but Beefy's coming in behind. Thunder's exposed.
It's like getting circled by vultures. There is no escape for Thunder here.
Sickness still hasn't pushed him yet. Beefy, the nade coming out towards him. I don't think it's going to land. Thunder has to peek out hard and catch him. Surprised he hasn't secured Otto. Otto finally gets secured. Under comes out, and Beefy, with the trade, secures SMC Tactical their first Volk win.
Certainly an interesting first round to start off with. You can see Beefy picking up 3 kills there. They just didn't expect him at all in that western slide. They walked past him, and he just picked them off from the back.
Let's set the map real quick. Oh, dang it.
What do you do?
Set the wrong map.
Yeah, that's the issue I mentioned to you earlier. Not sure what's causing it, but let's blame Viper. That's what I've universally decided we should do. Blame Viper.
Okay, I like that. Let's see if it's fixed now. It is! Okay, everything's fine. Maybe it was user error. We'll chalk it up to user error.
I'm still going to blame Viper for it, though.
Okay. I think we have all issues sorted. All things are in order. We are well underway into this series. And yeah, it started off as to be expected, I think. A nice dominant Volk defense there. This objective pretty hard to push in from the north if you have to go up against those sort of defensive positions that that SMC Tactical took up. I mean, they were pretty tucked in on objective, waiting for any sort of cross to go in on North or South Street. And it was just going to be hard to push in through that sort of defense without any picks.
Yeah. And once they let Sickness get to the ambulance, they were ruined from there, honestly. Considering they had their northern flank covered by Beefy, the eastern and southern covered by the rest of SMC Tactical, including the vital position at ambulance. Really, they had to, if they took out Beefy, that would have been a very different story. If they just pushed up west a little bit more, maybe not lost Pants at the very start, it would have been a massively different story.
Yeah, it is, because they had Otto Resible there. He had the callouts. If he had just peeked when Otto was calling it out, he could have had him, and then they could have pushed onto Sickness on that rock. But see what happens with a quick spawn coming in from SMC Tactical. We'll see how they decide to utilize it, if they're going to push up hard with smokes or take their time and sort of slow play it.
Judging by this rollout, they're going for a hard push, except for Sickness, who's hanging back, maybe going for that office block. Question is, will Globo expect this spawn? 'Cause so far, it's looking a little bit undefended on this southern flank.
Nope, they do now. Captain just got tagged once as he tried to cross. You can kind of see the arrows rotating around to the south side now.
And such a quick rotation from Globochem. You can already see their members shuffling about to cover that southern flank a little bit more. Look at that coordination. That is beautiful.
Yeah, they instantly sent 2 into Burning Building instead of just 1 there. The smokes are out, though. And frankly, it's pretty weak on this south side. They have a relatively good entry point on this south side of the building if they have good smokes.
Yeah, but it looks like the smokes were a little bit fluff, though. If they throw them a little bit closer to the building, they might have been able to get them. But a dangerous nade coming out from them. Tactical takes down 1. Brass Mouth is Resible, however.
Ponecake's crossed already. If he can find himself a pick or 2, he has a potential to cap here. Mix and Otto are going to suppress him, and I think Pants is going to look for the pick. Ponecake can't find a mix. He's looking, though. He is getting really suppressed. He is tucked in here. He needs some support from his teammate.
Yeah, this is a dangerous position to be in, especially when that smoke clears and Arsenic rails in from the side of the building. And it has cleared, but there goes Pants and Arsenic with the insane shots from Sickness.
He rotated around into that tank courtyard. Ponecake finally getting picked off by Otto. Sickness going down in that tank courtyard. We're doing a 2v3. It is still weak on the south. Beefy is going to be kind of paying attention to a potential flank here. He might catch Thunder out with his aggressive rotation.
Yeah, and we also still have the res possible on the south. I'm surprised. So tough.
Hold on. I got that on a replay. We just caught Beefy absolutely drilling his wall on an attempted grenade right there, and he got it real short. It almost killed himself. He's going to back out with a bruised hand, try and join his teammate here.
I can't wait to watch that one when we go over it afterwards.
I heard a loud bang and a ah.
Oh, look at that very unfortunately whiffed smoke sitting on top of the windowsill, and they are going to get the
Wow,
res.
that res was there that whole time? I thought that was gone at some point.
No, they just didn't go for it except for when Beefy rather rotated all the way over for ambulance, and there he goes down by Mix on objective.
The call-out's there. Thunder confirming Beefy. Brassenout's going to be looking for Thunder, and Mixologist was called out in the garage. I don't think he rotated outside of there.
With 3 minutes left, the best course of action for SMC Tactical here is probably to just get out of the south side any longer, and they're likely just going to get encircled by Globochem. Captain going for it anyway, and it's not going to work out. Headshot by Mix.
Yeah, what Mix did there is he popped out of that garage, rotated around towards Rock, and had a real nice angle to find Soda as he tried to push up on him with suppressive fire. Good defensive hold, and now it's all up to the final member of SMC Tactical, Brass to Mouth. Didn't get a chance to play in Leicester tournament, but is a very skilled player. I'm surprised they didn't actually rotate him in.
Yeah, but honestly, he has a pretty good pathway here. There is nobody except possibly Thunderpilot that has a line of sight on where he's currently moving. Auto maybe, but he'd have to move out of position and watch over the South Street instead, which honestly I don't see him doing unless he makes some noise or that gets tipped off by Thunderpilot.
Thunder, I don't think he's going to check this though. No, the gap in the wall he may be exposed here. Otto could easily check him. Just peeks a little more. He's not going to though. And you're right. What's going to happen? Is Brass going to be able to... Does he have a clear path to get to the corner?
But the corner, I'm not certain, but it's a possibility.
I think Otto's
Auto's gonna have
watching.
him covered too.
Yeah. He has to check that gap in the wall. He does find Otto in a rotation. Now he has to pick up Mix. No, he gets shot in the back by Thunder. Brass.
Thunder was on the stairs instead of on that first floor. That would have been a different story, I feel.
Yeah, he almost... That was the right play. He caught Otto out in a very costly rotation. Whew, that was close. If he had... Because he knew Mix was in garage. That call-out had been there for quite a while. You know?
Yeah.
So he was going to go in there pre-firing that garage, potentially get that pick, and then be in that corner for a cap. It could have been at 2 points.
Maybe ignoring Auto might have helped as well, because he wouldn't have given us position to run towards the objective, but it's a very hard decision to make in those split-second moments of, do I kill this guy with his back towards me, or do I risk going straight for it and ignoring him? That's the kind of decision that can either make or break a game, and often it can break them.
I'd also like to take a look, if we can, at that wall replay. I want to see if he actually hit his wall. Here it is. Pulls out the nade. Oh, I love it. He goes to chuck it and just absolutely botches the toss.
I think we're all guilty of smacking our walls or possibly people around us when throwing nades.
Yeah, I mean, the game is a physical game, especially nades of all things, I think are one of the harder and more skill-based things to see. When I get excited about a good smoke, I'm getting excited about it because it's hard to throw good smokes. It's hard to throw a good airburst grenade, you know? It's not easy. And so to see it happen, it's to be rewarded, and it's physical, and sometimes you forget you're next to a wall instead of in a open space.
Yeah, it's not like CSGO where you can line it up with a shadow of a tree branch and get a perfect smoke every time. This is all just pure muscle memory and a little bit of hope and luck.
We are into
Yeah, we're
our
around now.
third round.
We're getting another dangerous objective, the North Wall. From a famous, was it Raphael clutch against Boss Fight? I believe it was. During season 4.
Pants, this is so characteristic of Globochem. They're not afraid to reveal position and they're looking for early picks, but Arsenic actually gets found out by Beefy very early in that corner. Nice shot. He is resable and the callouts are there.
Sickness was actually tagged at the very start of the game and had to waste his syringe on himself, which is possibly something that might ruin him in the future. You never know, just tiny little things can ruin you later down in the game.
The smoke is
You can
on.
see SMC's encircling Globo.
Yeah, I mean, with that early pick, they feel the confidence to push forward. The smoke's out towards Arsenic. I don't know if they're going to be able to cross without getting picked off. Pants and Thunder, maybe with some suppressive fire can do it. And these three are trying to make something happen on the south. They really want to get Arsenic back up. This cross from Pants is going to be risky.
Yeah. Question is Brassmouth going to be ready for it, watching and just spraying into the smoke, or are they gonna give it up? Which is possibly not. There goes Mix, taken up by Pancake. Looks like he tried to break into the tank and was just railed from the northern flank.
Yeah, Pancakes in a really nice position there on that bottom floor of the north side of this map. You can kind of maneuver nicely into some cracks and be a real threat to anyone that's going to try and cross on this north side. Completely denied Mix. I mean, Mix got a little greedy there trying to push up without his squad, though.
Looking northeast
Yeah.
right now, it's fine. I killed one. One is dead.
These southern push guys, they actually have a decent room to maneuver. They have ambulance and gas station totally open, as everyone on SMC Tactical is tunnel visioned towards the far east side.
Yeah, I'm going to try and update Updeck, I guess, because I just, it reverted back to this, I don't know.
First map,
It's fine.
something like that.
The score.
I'll yell at Viper. Tell him to fix it.
I don't know. You were on gameplay, and it went to scoreboard somehow.
No, I'm fine. I got that.
Pancake sees the smokes, more suppressive shots. Kind of take a look at the rest of SMC's spread. Sickness relatively exposed here, and I think he has gotten shots taken at him from ambulance. He is so
He
easily.
almost got a perfect nade there onto Panther ambulance. Not sure if you saw that, but that was incredibly close.
Soda and Pancake are trying to deal with this cross here.
Around middle, shot it at me.
Question is, that is mighty good cover, those cement trucks, especially if you look underneath them, but are they going to actually just do an attrition battle here on the northern flank? And yes, they are. Headshot onto Thunder. Beautiful.
Otto is going to have a tough time dealing with this, and he does get picked off by Soda right underneath the cement trucks. That's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. But Panzer's made his way to Burning Building already, and we also have the guys in the southwest, Arsenic, pushing up. They've slipped past with the distraction in the north. There goes Beefy, headshot by Arsenic.
Yeah, Pants is in a really dangerous position. Brass has to be ready and aware of this, or he's going to get picked off. Sickness also crossing across the street. Could be found by Pants. He doesn't. Arsenic's
Just too tight of an angle.
Arsenic's dropped back by the gas station, so we're going to stay on board Pants here. Don't think he saw Brass to mouth on the 2-story. And Brass just isn't moving enough to make any noise. Pants
Pants
now
him after that.
comes up, finds Brass.
No, stop shooting, please.
And he was almost team killed by Arsenic as well from the gas station. You heard him frantically call there just to make sure to stop shooting.
They need to get Pancake rotated back into the action or it's going to be trouble.
Yeah, and Arsenic's in a really good position here in the 2-story. They have 1 minute and 40 seconds left. This is a lot of time, even for a 2v3. They
are real close to objective, though. Pants Well, frankly, they're going to have to cross this street, and I think SMC Tactical knows that. They've set up their defense to sort of be in a... just paying attention to this street. Sickness in a beautiful position. Arsenic finds Soda trying to rotate.
I just heard Pants call out that he's going to be coming in from the east of the objective instead. They're going to get a nice pincer move here, as long as Arsenic doesn't get taken down by Sickness, which is a possibility. I don't think he'll expect it. He doesn't, but Sickness does get a nice shot onto Arsenic. He's not going to expect that. But it was a little bit of a premature pre-fire.
We'll see if Pants can deal with Ponecake here. I think the call-out from Ponecake might reveal Pants, but Ponecake peeks and picks off Pants. SMC Tactical grab themselves their second full defensive win.
Very unfortunate with Arsenic. You never see people playing that position that Sickness was in. That is a strange one for sure, just on the outside of the wall. That's something that was improvised on the spot, judging by the information he had. That's not something preset, that's for certain.
Yeah, I really like that position. And I mean, honestly, it's a nice spot if you know your kill count and you know that there's 2 left and that's where they are south, right? Because you know they're going to have to cross that street, so waiting there, you're confident you're not going to get picked off by anybody north. You have north secured, and he's safe there to defend.
Now, I'm curious to see how SMC is going to defend this now, attack this rather. If it's the same spawn, I'm expecting them to do kind of the opposite of what Globochem did. Instead of pushing up almost all of their members north, I think they're going to be pushing them south instead, come around the west, do a little bit what Arsenic did at the end of the match. End of the round, rather. That's what I feel, if it's the same sort. And if not, yeah, I don't know. Hands in the air.
Spawn they had, their south approach, I think, was the right one. Obviously, the north was really well covered by Ponecake and Soda. You can kind of get up and get in the face of an attempted north cross like they did. And it makes it hard to take command of that north rooftop. So hats off to that SMC defense. I think the right choice would have been, frankly, to send all 5 south.
Yeah. You don't need to message me, Woods. I know what happened. Don't worry.
I love how people still feel the need to scream overlay and stuff in chat. I know, man. Not going to fix anything. So just like, please, if you see tech issues or anything like that, refrain from telling us, because we'll have to. It's up to us to figure it out, honestly.
We need a QA team if you would like to volunteer to do like 2 hours of casting every single week. Please welcome. We'd like some QA people to watch a stream and yell at us if something breaks.
Well, it's just not I mean, the way it is, it's not possible. Looks like we have a lobby bug there.
Yeah, it looks like the member of Globochem dropped out before they actually started up fully ready.
Okay.
So they're going to have to get him back in and hopefully start up ASAP. Yeah, it looks like it was Pants, Arsenic, Thunderpilot, Auto. Who's the other member? I can't remember the name. Got the big dogs of Globochem already in, but who's the guy that dropped? I'm sorry, but I don't remember his name.
I mean, they're all so forgettable over there on Globochem.
Yeah. It's hard to remember such a forgettable team as Globochem. Gotta check the VR Master League page. I need to know who that is that dropped. Out of Prince.
Mixologist.
Getting the information correct. Yeah, mixologist, that's it.
What's wrong with you?
He's a forgettable person. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we are.
I love you,
still
mixologist, don't worry.
fine. There's your beloved kills deaths. I think KD's pretty arbitrary in this game, considering you
Unless
can.
it's extremely exceptional and consistent.
I don't know, dog. I think even if you see someone go 11-3 or something like that, they probably only got 2/3 of those kills at most, which is impressive, I guess. But
Yeah.
You have to remember that someone can confirm a kill on the ground and that counts
No
as a kill to
assists.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way scoring works. I think Ponecake has found himself 5 kills this series, though. He has been really on top of it. And he did very well on that north side. He found a bunch of picks.
But it looks like Globochem are subbing out Mixologist for Raphael, the Shield King. He's in and ready.
I'm assuming it's probably tech difficulties with Mix, and they just bring in one of their subs. But Raph is a serious threat. I mean, the entire roster of Globochem is something you do not want to mess with. And see what Raph can do on Quarantine. I don't think I've seen him play much of it. I think he's more of a short quarters combat kind of guy, from what I remember.
He did get that cap against Boss Fight, though, for the clutch play on Quarantine against Boss Fight in Season 4, possibly a championship at the end of the season. I don't remember exactly. But he did pretty well. He managed to clutch it from a 1v3 to a 1v1 and get the cap, which is very beautiful to see.
And we are up and at 'em, round 4 of the first series. If you're just tuning in, you haven't missed much. Been pretty Volk-sided rather. But both teams putting up good fights. I suppose SMC Tactical got pretty close to losing that last round.
Yeah, it was incredibly close, but we're going to see the crater spawn here. This is a pretty dangerous one for Globochem.
Yeah,
Auto's doing. I thought he was going up on the wing for a second.
It's not going to be able to be spotted out by Raph here. Otto's going to be the one that has to see it. He just spot 2. Gets picked up very quickly by Beefy, though. They were waiting for him on that hill.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That could have been a slaughterhouse for Globochem, just picking down the 3, crossing north, but no. Beefy's got those shots on point. That's beautiful.
Yeah, they knew exactly what they were doing. They were 100% aiming there as they crossed, waiting for that to come out. The res, though, does get him off. Now they cross out the corner. They find 2. SMC Tactical now in a serious advantage as they push in. If they can manage to grab the north side of this objective, it's going to be very devastating for Globochem when they try and defend.
Yeah, once this roof is taken, cap territory is very much in the possibility for SMC Tactical. Globochem simply cannot allow this, and Thunderpilot is
surrounded
from Ponecake and Beefy. He takes down 1, but Ponecake knows where he is.
Yeah, he's going to rotate around to the backside of Ponecake. The pre-fire doesn't find Ponecake. Ponecake pre-firing the reload. He has to turn around. He gets shot in the back by Ponecake. A nice aggressive push finds Thunder, and now it's a 1v4. SMC Tactical have to be thinking cap here.
Yeah. There's no way they don't. And Arsenic, it looks like he's standing on the fuselage here. He has a very nice line of sight on the objective, but if smokes come out and they're properly done, he's not going to be able to see
I don't think any of those smokes are properly done.
They're very much not. And what is he doing? He's actually trying for it.
I think Ponecake can cap behind that wall, though, if I'm not mistaken. The smoke nicely placed on him. He has to get out in the open. He finds Ponecake, gets picked off by Sickness, and they'll take that round instead of going for the cap. SMC Tactical go up 3-1.
Yeah, they tried for that cap, but Arsenic must have realized that they can cap behind the wall. We've seen it happen before, and he just had a instant surge to just move forward onto the objective and surrender his life.
Wow. That was really, I think that could have gone either way, but it was all up to that north defense, and once that crumbled, I mean, SMC had it. If you lose north on that objective, you're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, that was only on 1 minute 45, and SMC Tactical, they're looking really good for this map. This might be a 4-1.
Could be. We're gonna have repeat objectives. Going back to the garage objective by gas station.
Kind of unfortunate. I kind of wanted to see a chaotic tank objective just to see if Globochem could pull it out and bring it to a 3-3.
I mean, if they get that south spawn, it could be still pretty quick and fast, so anything's possible here. Can they spawn? Can't spawn west on this objective, I don't believe, right?
No.
I'm thinking
They
of...
can spawn on the north side, crater, and south.
Take a look at that spread. Ponecake still dominating, 7-3. Interesting to see Pants 1 and 4. Maybe they just need a standout round from him, and they can grab themselves, get one on the board.
Yeah. You can hear the chat coming out from everyone else that complained about the overlay. They know not to cross you now. They won't do it again.
Very good. I don't need the sass.
You get enough of that. But
do
it's going to be that quick
have-
spawn.
Yeah. See if they opt to cross. I think that's what they're looking like they're gonna do. So
Okay, who's
I think this is a standard Globochem strat from what I remember on quarantine. They're gonna go with something safe. They're trying to win this map, so they're gonna 4 or 5 smoke this, and then 2 or 3 smoke the next road. They're gonna try and go ahead and attack from the north.
Yeah. But those smokes are kind of a little bit paltry. They've only got 3 there, and 2 of them are pretty much right on top of each other.
I think it's enough now. 4 smokes across that street. I don't know if they have any to cross this north one, and I think they're trying to push up to defend this north one. Ponecake getting aggressive. He's getting into that tank courtyard. He might be looking for a push pick or something here.
Getting some deja vu with the first rounds. I wonder if they can do the exact same thing with Ponecake on the north. Doesn't look like it, as I don't see him on the northern flank.
Friendly nade almost landing in front of Ponecake. Now the smokes come out on north. I'm surprised they're trying to go north here, considering how
Yeah, this is very risky.
I mean, it was so hard for them last time too. Beefy's really effective in this little corner spot on the wall, and
I'm kind of curious as to why the members in the south of SMC Tactical haven't changed their defense a little bit, not being any more reactive, considering they know the attack position of Globochem. The Ponecake's being so aggressive, and it does work out. Tagging Raphael, downing him, is going to fall back, but no, the refrag coming from Pants. Going to get that revive and also the kill.
Beefy could have picked up Pants on the refrag there, as he got super aggressive to find that pick on Ponecake, but Beefy has to rotate out of this courtyard. He's going to be in trouble because Pants will eventually get to that north rooftop and be a threat.
Yeah. But looks like this time SMC Tactical, they're sticking to the objective. They're not doing their vulture encirclement of the enemy team now. They're staying back at the objective in their positions, and they're holding them. They're not moving.
The res coming out on the raft turns it into a 5v4. Globochem are looking good coming into this must-win round for them.
I can't leave. I'm fucking
stay
trapped
here.
behind that.
Stay here.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
But they're slowly making their way towards the roof now. I'm feeling a little bit of a western push here. SMC Tactical doesn't really have anyone in the position, assuming Globo has smokes, to defend that western push unless they start rotating people over. They should be in relatively good ways to start pushing down from Trench and also the far west flank. When if they take control of the 2-story twin towers, I think they've got this.
Yeah, they're in. They managed to make that very dangerous cross north. They avoided a serious threat of Ponecake, and if Pants can take rooftop, they can maybe get some suppressive fire there. They're going to be right where you're saying. They can either decide to come up right onto objective from rooftop, or yes, they can rotate all the way around west. Maybe send one around there.
Just for that kind of distraction factor.
Arsenic finds a pick now. Pants is going to rotate around west.
Yeah, that was the objective
Unless you
pick
heard
as
it
well.
shoot.
Brass them out. That was
Sorry,
not
unless
good
you saw
peeking
him.
there. Because now they don't have anyone on objective, and they will need to rotate somebody over, or risk getting a cap from the western flank, because no one's covering that yet again, as I said.
That was a very long angled pick from Arsenic. He found a tight sliver there and managed to get someone right over on objective, and he's doing it again. He's still looking over towards objective, so that rotation
He's
could
dead,
get
he's
caught
dead.
out.
I'd like to know what kind of eyesight Arsenic has, as some of these sights are inhuman.
Shots out, almost landing onto Arsenic. Now Pants suppressing Beefy in the 2-story, so he's going to kind of be split both ways here.
He's moving up to you guys now.
Yeah, we're seeing them come through the trench now. Pants is just popping up those shots and doing his signature fast drop. There goes Arsenic, dropped by sickness. maybe a little bit faster than
Tank
Pants
is dead. We
dropped
got. I
to the
think we're
floor
dealing with just
himself.
1, maybe 2 left, guys. Minute and 46.
1, maybe 2 left. That's not the right count. There's 3 left of Globochem, and Beefy, aware of that potential west approach, he is keeping his eyes peeled over there. I'm surprised not to see no gun turning here. He's not afraid to sort of peek up his body to get that gun clearance.
Yeah, I think there is. I had a mag that was.
Oh, and he drops
Doing
down.
this prone angle, yeah.
Beefy drops down at the worst possible time and loses his sight over on the west side.
If Globo makes a mad rush across the western flank over towards gas station, this is so bad for SMC Tactical.
Sickness might get caught out, doesn't. Really lucky that Nade was coming out from whoever was in that courtyard instead of Sickness.
Here they go, 60 seconds. That's trying for the center burning bush. The other two they're doing exactly what I thought. Coming up this western flank, and that's open for them.
Yeah, it's
It is a paved path.
the right approach. Soda's the only one really defending this. He may expose himself. Actually, Pants finds Beefy in the burning building. Sickness trying to catch him out on that crossover by Red Card. He gets found by Raphael. Now it's all up to Soda. He's going to have to pull a 1v3 here. 30 seconds left. They have to push aggressively.
Yeah, they have to start pushing, and I imagine they're going to do a nice 3-meter separation, and they do trade Pants and Soda, and they do that really nice must-win round. Thunder's very happy.
Little celebratory
Really hear him celebrate.
screams
Yeah.
there from Globo, but that is what they wanted. They're on the board. Pants. That's exactly what he needed. He pulls out 3 kills that round, and they managed to grab themselves a win.
Yeah. I feel SMC could have took that. They could have took that if they played like they did that first round, played nice and aggressive with their defense and encircled them, but they gave up on that. Maybe they were a little bit scared and thought, hey, let's just make this a 4-1 rather. Let's not do anything risky, but that's clearly the incorrect move here.
I really like what we're seeing here today. I think what we can kind of break this down to is that SMC Tactical, in my opinion, is a skill-based team, right? They're very, everyone on their team can play well without really having a planned strategy. I think they have specific spots they like to go to, but from what I understand, SMC Tactical doesn't really break down footage and have designated spots they're going to go and look for picks or anything like that. And so I think Globochem also equally is coming into this match kind of with Arsenic and Pants relying on their skill-based roster and just sort of their team cohesion. And so you're seeing both teams with good teamwork and good team cohesion kind of facing off against each other here. And we're getting meta positions and good nades, but nothing like 10 smokes or anything like that, you know?
Yeah, there's no clearly pre-planned out, organized plays.
Yes.
At least not that they're willing to show us.
Correct. And I think this series is still going to be pretty tight. It is proving to be, it's shaping up to what could be a 3v3. Globochem is going to go into the Volk defensive here. Unless SMC Tactical can find some early picks, it's going to be tough to penetrate that defense.
But one thing I'm curious about is also maybe if the match progresses and it gets very, very close to 3-3 every map, are they maybe going to kind of break the rule of hiding tactics and just go for the, hey, what's one tactic? We can make another one and just throw it out onto the board, show their hand, and just secure that map win for
Well,
them.
I think we I think we almost did see that a little bit in that last round. They definitely had a plan to cross the street south and north there, through 4 smokes south, 3 smokes north, and I mean that's something you definitely have to be planning to do, you know.
Yeah.
But it is, I think it's a pretty meta strategy. I think it's a strategy a lot of teams pull off if they're in that spawn. So I think it's exactly what you said. It's a plan, it's a strategy, but it's one that's not new.
Yeah. This is a rather standard defense for this objective then. One watching the objective from a pretty conservative angle, 2 sitting on the burning, and 2 watching the west. That guy is very far west. Any rotation is going to be way too slow, so he's got to be a little bit wary of how this kind of battlefield progresses in the center of the map near objective.
Yeah, I'm surprised Thunder isn't pushed up onto that wall position we were seeing earlier. I feel like that's probably a better spot to catch out an early north rotation. But he's sort of opted to watch that street instead. It is a spot that I don't think is typically checked, but I have seen it taken.
Yeah. checking all of the angles on that western side, you'll die of old age long before you check them all. So you have to make that calculated risk of where are they going to be, where can I check in what amount of time, and how can I just maneuver past any of the ones that I don't really have the time to check, but I need to just be careful of it anyway because they're still rather common spots.
Soda managed to creep his way up to this north rooftop courtyard area. Gonna have a tough time crossing since I think burning buildings, Arsenic's keeping an eye over here.
2 people on the roof is an interesting choice, really. Those 2 are not really going to be able to do much unless they really want to risk their lives by standing up and popping off some shots, so I'm not sure what their purpose is. Maybe suppression fire?
Soda is looking over towards Arsenic. I don't think he spotted him. You have to be really careful of Soda. He's a very good shot. Fantastic with that LMG.
But there's a nice coordinated smoke throwing 3 at the same time, 2 rather, and a nade.
I don't think that's going to deny Arsenic vision on this corner, though. If he decides to peek, he could catch these guys. He doesn't. Soda's crossing into the smoke. He's going to go up to that nose of the plane and try and vault his way over the rubble or rotate around to the left.
Oh, that is a devastating nade from Brad. No, Captain Soda's already moved past. That could have been a dangerous one.
I think some
A
shots.
little bit of suppression fire from Tank, yeah.
I think that was out towards Sickness.
Thought it was from Sickness over towards Burning. Rest of SMC Tactical still hanging back while Captain Soda goes for the spray on Raph. It doesn't look like it's working out. He's hunting for him there. He gets it by holding it over the brick, one-handed.
Arsenic now peeks out and I mean, that's a fantastic shot by Arsenic. That's a hard shot. Bone Kick rotates around and gets the refrag. Now we're into a 3v4. SMC Tactical looking good. They have the advantage.
Yeah, those shots from Muscle were very difficult. There goes Brass to Mouth, picked by Pants on that far western side. His position working pretty well from that 2-story.
Bone Cake could be a real threat there, though. You look at Globochem's defense, they only have 1 auto on objective, and if Bone Cake crosses and pushes on objective, gets that pick, could be bad news. I think Pants realizes that. He's trying to rotate around now and watch the street.
Yeah, we also have Sickness proning up, checking his tablet with his gun in hand, coming along that ambulance pathway we saw SMC Tactical do in a previous round where they could have possibly got the cap.
Yeah,
This might be a repeat of that.
there is their 3rd man. Shots coming out towards that west side. If you can keep that west defender occupied, it's honestly a good use of your time as your 3rd man. That's the pick they needed. Ponecake finds Thunder. And that's actually not. They needed Otto. They needed the other brother down.
One of the brothers they have to get, but Pants is in a really good position to cover the objective from there. A little bit dangerous, but if Auto goes down, he's in a really good position to catch Sickness crossing over towards the objective, and also Ponecake.
Is he watching towards Sickness? No, I don't think he is. Otto and Ponecake trade, and now their defense is very weak. Pants has to be looking at objective because Sickness is not going to shoot. He's going to go for the cap.
Yeah, Sickness has tablet in hand. He might not realize that Auto is down on the objective, but Pants is way off. As long as Beefy doesn't kill Pants, they're in such a good position.
He does. Tactical, either way, take the map 4-2. And that's a really nice start to the series for them.
Yeah, they could have got that cap, but the nice, safe way of just getting the kill, bringing it to a 4-2, that's also a good decision, but I kind of wanted to see the cap out of personal preference.
Pants with a pretty aggressive rotation there gets caught out in the courtyard, and I don't know. We'll see how Globochem decide to tackle this next map. I wonder. I want to say that was SMC Tactical's map choice.
I believe it was Globochem's actually. I think I did see them on the Marstok side,
you're
but maybe
right.
they gave up their right.
No, because the next map we are going to be going into is indeed going to be Cargo.
I'll go.
It was going to be their initial ban. Instead, they rotated that ban to Suburbia.
Now we get to see Raphael with a shield. At least I hope we get to see the Raphael with a shield, and maybe some Sickness as well. I know Sickness is privy to taking a shield. I want a shield duel. It won't happen because Marstock only gets shield, but I want a shield to go glitch through around and get picked up by both teams. I want a Raph versus Sickness.
Alright guys, I apologize for the transitions, but I blame Viper again, you know. I always blame Viper. Hashtag blame Viper. There we go.
We're starting off with the west objective there, the kind of, not sure if that you can call that west, the southern objective on the center side. Be a rather dangerous one for Globochem to defend if SMC Tactical has a nice organized play coming up the western center sides. We might be seeing a hard push, but what do I know? I don't play with NA teams very often.
Yeah, I think my personal mentality on Cargo is to play it fast and hard, and I enjoy kind of getting up in the face, defense or offense wise. And frankly, you can do that. You can look for a trade right in those first 15 seconds if you sprint right out the gate. So we'll see how SMC Tactical decide to approach this. I think, frankly, the Pants and Arsenic combo on Globochem are going to be very fast. Thunder's been playing fast recently for them too, so I anticipate to see some very quick plays out of them.
Yeah. That Arsenic and Pants combo, that's not something you want to go against. You've got the king of long-range Arsenic and you've got the king of short-range Pants, both. They scare me. We're hopping into the round now. That center west objective, SMC Tactical on the offense.
Some early smokes there. That's going to allow those two members of Globochem to cross the street and get on that other side to defend. It is a very nice smoke too. That's right where you want it placed.
Yeah, that couldn't possibly be placed any more perfect.
Otto's going to take up a very tight crack position. What he can do there is peek through that tiny sliver, maybe catch Captain Soda as he tries to enter into this building. Don't think he's looking there. Instead, Raphael brassed him out.
What is this aggressive eastern push?
Yeah,
what is this?
Crazy.
Dare I say revolutionary?
He's mid-3 inside.
Depending on
Mid-3.
how it works out.
And he gives out the call out, revealing his position for sure, so they know he's over here.
It might be able to throw, especially Beefy, throw a nicely cooked nade in there, but he's kind of nestled behind the box and also in the corner of the room, so it'd have to be a well-placed nade, but if it does get them, that's going to be opening up the eastern flank a lot and saving them from a possible flanker.
I think Brass is going to have to worry about Thunder because his location is known. Ponecake and what I like to call the Hoonie half corner, since only tall people can peek up over that crate.
That nade might, no, it's just a little bit too long, but it might have been able to get Arsenic if it was angled more towards the right side, a little bit shorter, a little bit of fire coming out from Arsenic as well, over towards Captain Sota's Sickness. Nothing's hitting, not yet.
I'm really surprised Otto hasn't peeked through his crack here at his crate and tried to find Sickness or Soda.
Surprising. Maybe he's getting a little bit scared of Captain Sota or Brastermouth picking him through the gap, because you're quite visible there, but Raph's also dropping back. He's out there getting tagged by Brass.
Surprised nobody has gone down Raph. Barely squeezing out of there, and Thunder, they're both going to decide to opt out and rotate around a little bit farther away from that corner.
Probably a good decision, honestly. They couldn't stay in that eastern side forever, especially when they start pushing from center and west. They have to be able to they have to be in a position to rotate there, and we see the smokes coming in. This might be the start of a big push.
I think it is. I don't know if those smokes are right where they exactly want them. That one on objective, I think, is supposed to be a little closer to Soda. Soda is pushing up towards Otto. Otto rotates around, finds Soda. Very aggressive. Pants pushes up into the smoke as well. He may be able to find Sickness as he tries to push up. Tags Sickness in a really nice aggressive move from Pants. Otto now going to be looking for Brass to mouth as he comes out of that doorway, and Brass decides to opt out of that. Raphael pushing up, getting aggressive again on that east side.
Yeah, and he also angled a nade perfectly, Mr. Beefy, from the far northern side. If there was someone inside the blue container just south of objective, that could have been a really nice pickup. There's no way you could ever expect a nade coming through there.
I think Beefy is aware of Raph here. He's really keeping his eyes peeled. We're in a 3v4 situation. SMC Tactical in a disadvantage. Pwnecake pushing up towards Otto. Right on the other side of him. Otto rotating out around again. Catches Pwnecake. Brass to mouth with the refrag. Raphael finds Brass to mouth. Brass to mouth is resable. Beefy has to get that res. Turn it into a 2v3. 2v2 rather now.
Yeah, but the question is Pants going to go for a really aggressive push and try and deny the res?
Nope.
He tries for it and it gets so close. But here he goes with a flank, doesn't work out, taken down by Beefy.
My camera slipped on some ice right there for a second. I hit shift instead of control, and we went fast instead of slow. Either way, Brass to Mouth and Beefy really running this back. Globochem were in a really nice position to win this one, and
now less so. If Beefy goes into this kind of box room, or as you called it, honey half box, they might be able to peek over and take him down. If Arsenic's been pretty ballsy peeking this, along with Mr. Beefy, right in the open, might get tagged. Yes, he does. Taken up by Arsenic, bringing it to a 1v1. 1 minute 50 left.
yeah, Brass has all the time in the world. I don't know why he's moving so loudly here. He's actually going to try and grab a nade and toss it over towards Arsenic. A cooked one goes up and over, a little too high and a little too far. Arsenic now rotating around, trying to catch Brass out. Brass going prone. He's going to look for him underneath these pieces. He actually gets a little vocal, and Arsenic pieces out. Ugh, wow. Arsenic quick peeks. Gets that final kill.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe he heard some footsteps or something. He did walk through the corpse, so maybe that made a little bit of noise. I'm not sure if it does, but it feels like it should. So he made the pretty good call of just peeking around nice and quick, getting a shot onto him, ducking back into cover in case he didn't actually kill him. But he did, and Globochem take that first round.
A nice start for them after they lose that quarantine series 4-2. They definitely need to come into this one starting off hot.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say it again. I want this Raphael shield. I demand it. I'm going to go into team chat and just demand it from Raphael. But if he if he doesn't take a shield, he's on my naughty list. Not a place you want to be.
A place full of punishment and pain.
And Batman, he's the one doling out the punishments. A very bad person.
Well, you know, it is important to remember the shield has seen some adjustments as of late. It's not so easy to do that flick play as it used to be. It's still a viable tactic, but the shield almost has some weight to it now in terms of you being able to move it quickly.
Yeah.
Frankly, I think you're probably just as viable to see a shield come out of SMC Tactical as you are to come out of Globochem as well. I mean, Sickness, a known shield user, he's very good with that flick shot.
Though Raph may be a little bit more famous for his mastery of the shield flick. Maybe he's a little bit angry with how the shield's been nerfed in his eyes, or nerfed in the eyes of a lot of people, considering the weight changed the shield's mechanics quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely
for a shield.
It needed some balance, though. It was kind of ridiculous to be able to.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing has to have some sort of semblance of weight. You know, you can't just be whipping around a bulletproof wall.
Yeah. Maybe in the future we might see some more balance changes. Like maybe I've seen it. Raphael is indeed bringing a shield out.
He heard you.
Nade and a Glock.
If I go down, yeah, just remember.
He heard you and got nervous.
Looks like he might be going up a tunnel lane. This is what I want to see. Some shots coming out already onto him, but ricocheting off the shield.
He is really lucky. He was standing up there. Some shots in his feet would have totally downed him.
Look at that nade. That is unbelievable. Taking down
What?
incredibly long one.
How did he get confirmed so quick, too? That was insane. Brass followed that up perfectly.
That was utterly inhuman.
No, look at the answer back nade.
Well. That is immoral. I can't believe the nades we're seeing already, and here come the smokes. 3 going in.
Free fire coming out onto the shield. It's keeping Beefy busy.
But it did take down Thunder as well. Must have just shot over his shoulder, taken down. But Raph still got the suicide nade. He's going up there.
Soda's consumed in smokes. Sickness gets
And
caught.
Pants is going for the flank on them. He's going for the Beefy, and he does take him down with a headshot.
2v2 just like that. Pants is in a very dangerous spot. Might find Sickness out in the open. Does indeed. Now it's all up to Soda on objective.
One left. Help me out here.
Look at this total mess of smokes. Captain Soda's got to be under so much pressure. He has no idea where Raphael is. No idea where Pants might move to. And Raph goes straight in with shield. Gets punished. Shot in the feet. And Pants is going to be trying to...
Pants comes out of the smoke and gets picked up by Soda. Soda hanging on for dear life. SMC Tactical grab themselves around on cargo.
Yeah, that was an incredible clutch play from him. What was that? A trade? No, it wasn't a trade. It was a 3v3 run to a 2v3, then a 1v2. I believe there was a trade slightly earlier on, and then Captain Soda, despite the fact that he was on the open, just sitting by the objective, still managed to clutch it.
I'm really surprised he got that shield pick, too. I mean, Raph was right there. He had his shield down. I don't know if he just improperly used it, maybe went for a flick shot and got hit from it, or what
Possibly.
happened
I did
there.
see him standing straight up, so I think his feet was shot.
Maybe.
I think we need to take a look at the replays of those nades if you have them.
I don't. You're not reminding me to do them.
I've got mine, so we can put them in like a compilation of Globochem later on.
Indeed, indeed. We'll roll that out onto the official Onward Master League YouTube channel. Head on over to YouTube and subscribe. Also hit the follow button on Twitch and hit your subscribe if you have Twitch Prime available. One free Twitch Prime sub is available every month.
Oh, Haunted Folly, you have missed quite a bit so far. You've missed the first map and some ridiculous nade plays of 6-minute delay. You might have seen them.
Yeah, probably.
That map, actually, yeah, he's definitely seen them because that round was only 4 minutes to 2 minutes something. 1 minute 20. So far, looks like the teams are ready and could be hopping in just under 20 seconds. Hopefully not going to be dilly-dallying too much.
No, I don't think so. Probably just discussing strats, where to expect certain team members. I think the typical things you hear in the, or typical conversation that goes on between rounds is where you anticipate the enemy to be when they're defending or attacking, and where you're going to be if you're defending. So it's kind of your basic 2-minute jargon, but it is really important to sort of just break down with your squad so you understand where everyone's going to go.
The auto start did kick in there, hopefully not disrupting any conversations
Look at that.
amongst the teams.
Both our callouts coming to fruition. Maybe we're prophets of some kind. Sickness with his shield now.
Sorry, hold on. I'm having... There we go.
Oh. He bent over and suddenly a shield appeared in his hands. That's horrifying, and he's pushing up the same thing that Raph did.
Oof.
Arctic's being so aggressive there.
He is really lucky Brass didn't have his gun up and drawn and catch him out, though. I like that spot. It is a decent spot because you can catch Soda with his aggressive pushing if he decides to come up onto that green cargo area. You can also kind of pick out Brass to mouth if he opts to go down that main lane. Those boxes are penetrable.
But it is very nade sensitive, Arsenic's current position.
Yeah, I think Arsenic naded Brass in this exact spot, so we'll see if Brass returns the favor.
I think so. I think Auto's just waiting for Sickness to come down here. Maybe he'll rail a nade in there. I don't see one on his chest. Yes, I do. He does have a nade, so I'm expecting one to bounce off those container walls and rail Sickness in just a minute.
Brass to mouth is going to come and try and support Sickness on that back end. He's going to have to be quiet or he'll ruin Sickness's stealth approach here, though.
Yeah, a single step from Sickness, and there's going to be a nade coming up from Auto very quickly. Suppression fire coming down main lane as well from Beefy.
I think that was towards Thunder when he tried to rotate around. Sickness now tosses an air burst. That's not going to be too successful. I'm sure Otto hears that pin pop.
Yeah. And there goes Bone King as well. Hit by Arsenic. Tries to go for the the double kill on Sota, but trades. Revive possible for them.
Keeping our focus back onto Sickness and Brass. Picks go down, and now it's up to these two guys to deal with Otto, Thunder, and Pants if they want to have any hope of getting this objective.
Oh, Sickness is talking. Auto definitely knows he's there. There is no way he doesn't. So he's just waiting for them, staying nice and silent.
No, Brass, don't fucking...
I can't believe it. That's flash actually worked. They walked straight past him. They get the kill onto auto.
I think auto
That was utterly
DC'd.
perfect.
Yeah, to have DC'd.
No, they threw a flash behind him over
Wow,
the building,
you
and it
did!
actually was in range. That was amazing. That is something for the books right there.
Yeah, you're right. That was a fantastic move. Oh my gosh.
Brass, come to me.
That's the way to infiltrate these buildings. Thunder's going to rotate around towards Brass. No, he doesn't decide to peek it. Brass pushes in, finds Thunder. They've got two. They need Pants down. Sickness is going to come up and support Brass.
Back right.
Pants going to come in. He finds one. He might find Sickness in the back, and he denies this approach. Picks
And
up
he
the
gets that shield
shield.
as well. That's a biggie. And we have a little bit of news from Plenus here. Apparently, Raphael has no issues with the new shield.
Interesting.
So he's not. He likes it.
We had them all be abandoned there, though.
But Pants is going Sentry mode with his trusty shield and AK-12 there, sitting by the containers. I feel like I'm getting deja vu. I feel like I've seen him do this before. I'm pretty sure I have, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just seeing
Just to
things.
fill people in too, we have an audio bug where we're hearing dead bodies. So people are dead, they are not being able to heard, their comms are not being heard, but we are hearing it, so don't get too worried about that. You hear them talking and discussing things, that's just them dead in the lobby. I don't know why it's a bug. A nice nade from Raph
An
finds
incredibly
Soda.
long air burst. Look at that range. That is a good 5-6 meters.
I mean, that's why you airburst right there. That's a good demonstration of why you want to do that. It just covers so much more ground. Now it's a 1v2.
now Beefy's left all alone. He's got to deal with the immortal wall of Pants coming up just 5 meters ahead of him.
Actually goes prone. He hears Pants. Pants is one of those guys not afraid to give away his position for callouts.
Oh, Beefy's trying for a footshot.
Oh,
He does get it. That is
man.
unbelievable. So lucky, and Pants is not happy.
In the box. He's in the gray box, Ralph.
He is resable though. Those callouts are live. They're coming into Raph. Raph might try and rotate around for the res. That's incredibly risky if he does. Beefy should hear those footsteps if he sprints across.
Yeah, Raphael, he's in a pretty good position to take down Beefy if he tries to push out, but Pants can also give up the info. Beefy's trying for it, but no. Taken down by Raphael in the end. Oh, an execution team kill onto Pants.
I mean, talk about a competitive series here. These two teams have been duking it out, blow for blow, and I mean, each series has been like this. It's been so close. Globochem now finally taking the lead 2-1. They'll be going off, trying to attack on Marsoc. They have a tough objective ahead of them as well, so we'll see. I kind of expect to see Volk trading happen a little longer unless one of these teams kind of breaks out a nicely coordinated strat.
Yeah. One thing we've had a little bit of a distinct lack of, which may be a bit of a tell for OC5, is there's been no real big smokes, coordinated pushes going just hard, kind of, general just death competition or a 3-2 split with the smokes. We've seen none of that. It's all been rather slow play with the occasional smoke the street, move across on quarantine. Nothing really spectacular, despite the fact that it's all kind of general meta stuff that you see in normal matches relatively often.
This is what you get when you just put two really skilled teams up against each other and just kind of let them stand there and fist fight a little bit.
It's a little bit of a slug,
Yeah.
one and another.
Fun to watch, and I love seeing the really nice plays like that flashbang across over up to the other side of the building. I mean, I thought he had DC'd. He was just standing there.
Yeah, he was rock solid, and that flash, that is utterly amazing. That is something for the tactics books. If you ever want to push with a shield down that lane, that is something you do now. You get that flash over the building, and boom, you can just go straight in, no issue.
Yeah, that's a trouble spot. I think it's kind of vulnerable to at least that push. A couple of other potential spots could have denied that entry, but either way, it works out for. Well, it worked out well, but then ultimately was denied from SMC Tactical.
Looks like there's going to be the pre-smokes coming out from Globochem and Raph yet again having the shield.
Yeah, it's interesting to see kind of
They're smoking right away.
what Globochem would do is they'd actually smoke this on Volk. SMC Tactical opted not to, but Globochem decided to on Marsoc this time around, so... Oh, different strategy.
Maybe helping them out a little bit.
Yeah. Raph gonna try and hop around the shield way. This time Brass finds him. The nade is gonna come out from Raph. A nice cooked nade right onto Brass. He doesn't get down? How did Raph not get down? How did Brass not get killed right there?
I think it must have fell into a gap in the building, but we also saw Pants go down and get revived by Auto. What a mess that was. Those 30 seconds that were a disaster.
Yeah, Sickness getting fragged. I mean, a bunch of SMC Tactical defenders going down. Globochem are in a very good spot now to advance on this objective. Pants may be able to rotate around here and find Beefy if he's lucky. He has to do it quick and fast. He can't keep the slow pace he has here.
Yeah. Raph just needs to get that nade ready and throw it into Grassmouth's kind of corridor. But they know where Sickness is now. There goes Beefy, taken down by Pants on that western flank.
Raph's gonna rotate around. Pants finds another one. Brass gets picked off by Thunder, and Globochem take themselves a Marsoc point 3-1. They're looking very good.
Yeah, we're seeing the opposite as to what we saw on Quarantine. Maybe SMC Tactical is going to pick up this round and we'll go to a 4-2 like we saw on Quarantine, but this time Globochem leading and taking the map and we'll go to a third. That's what my prediction is, and I'm sorry, as that means, since it's my prediction, it will be wrong.
I think we all know that we're going to get a 4-1 here. We're going to go to our third map, and it's going to be the series decider, which is always exciting. I'm curious what it will be. Just a reminder of the bans. It is Downfall and Suburbia. So we've had Quarantine Cargo. Probably Bazaar, I think, will be our third map, and that'd be a fun one to have them duke it out on.
Yeah. Man. Still can't get over that flash. It's still stuck in my mind, and I'm reading chat and seeing people talk about it as well. Because people have so much issue pushing out of that tunnel with shields just because someone throws a nades in, or maybe occasionally. Oh god, I'm getting flashbacks to when I believe it was a member of Dang was walking past Beefy, just walked straight past him. They didn't see each other as he checked his tablet, and they walked past each other right on the angle. It was you and me casting it. Wish if you remember.
I don't remember a game unless it was the last one that I cast.
It's straight out of your memory immediately.
Yeah, I mean, well, it all blends together when you're doing seasons and casting a lot of games. That's why I got the notebook this time around this season. Hear me slapping that
I think
paper.
the top thing in the notebook should just be overlay. That's what I did. I had a piece of paper in front of me that just said overlay.
Pen on
I pinned
paper.
it between my monitors, and it helped a lot.
Nah, that's not gonna help me.
Yell at him in chat. That'll get him to learn. Scooby-Doo says, someone tell Buxton the grenade actually blows up further along its trajectory. Only the client who threw it actually knows how low it blew up. Oh, that explains things. Explains things quite a bit. So it depends on the client's view of where that nade went. So it may look far for us, but for the client, that was instead much closer. That actually explains why the nade was so ridiculously far, the airburst onto Sota.
Oh, well. You believe what you want, but I don't believe in fake science.
I heard Sota and Brassmouth rather and Sickness talk about whether to go fast or not, but Sickness, he dismissed the idea. It looks like they're going to be possibly taking this round slow.
I don't know how you consider this slow. To be pushed up this quickly into the tunnel is awfully fast with 530.
You can generally get away with it, but peeking in the doorway, picking the doorway early at all is generally a bad move, unless you're trying to bait nades out, which is a possibility.
Raphael,
maybe you can bat them away with the shield.
Should be aware of Pwnecake and Soda, but Pwnecake pre-firing the Hoonie half spot. Captain Soda's gonna have to pre-fire this corner if he wants any chance of taking that room.
Yeah, there's no way he won't pre-fire this. If he doesn't, I've lost faith in my friend Captain Sota.
He doesn't pre-fire it, and Raphael catches him out. Pants getting picked off by Captain Soda. Or sorry, the other way around, rather.
It looks like there was
that
a
was right.
the same person got killed by Pants and Raph. That's a strange one. There goes Arsting, headshot by Beefy. Pancake has got a tangle with Raph as well.
Wow.
Another one down here.
Raph is just leading them to the slaughter. Nades coming out. There goes Sickness down by one. One nade on the top lane finished off. Sickness kills himself with his own nade. Unfortunate.
Brass did find one in the rotation, though. It turns it into a 3v2. Raphael's going to try and rotate around. He might get caught out by Brass as well. Almost gets picked up, doesn't. Brass pushes out, tries to find Thunder. Raph gets him.
Are you kidding me?
Now it's all up to Beefy on that eastern flank now. He's not in a very good position to deal with this. The rest of his team kind of just died running into the immortal wall that is Raphael and also the western flank. They pushed up way too hard considering the fact that the rest of the team was still either dead or hanging back.
Oh, I think Beefy just missed Thunder here on that rotation. He may be able to catch him if he's diligent and he's looking for it. Now Thunder's out of his line of sight, so he'll be focused more towards Pants and Raph.
Or if he had very good eyesight, he might have seen Raph move about through rather those grates, but it would have been a hard one. Raph did see Beefy instead. He has good eyesight.
Nade coming out from Beefy. It's pretty close to Pants.
Leave that Beefy. The Pants nade.
Wow, that was a nice... I mean, they both went for long nades. Beefy's was a little far, but Pants was right on the money.
Yeah, it bounced off that red container door utterly perfectly. I gasped. Actually gasped out of shock. And Pants took that 10 and 3. 1-4 to Globochem.
Yeah, he stepped it up that round. He had a little trouble on quarantine and got a little salty, I think.
Feet shooting from Mr. Beefy underneath the container when he had the shield, that got to him. He had to kill all of them this time.
I think that's more of a typical Pants performance in Globochem with a more typical Globochem performance, winning 4-1 there. Kind of brings into question who picked what map. It's kind of interesting that Globo would dominate SMC Tactical on their own choice here. Maybe SMC Tactical picked into a map they knew they were going to have trouble on Globochem and they wanted to feel it out for information.
Possibly. But here we are, this time on Bazaar for the third map. This will be the tiebreaker.
Alright guys, let's pray to the Lonely Viper and all his juju that this works the first time.
Yeah, it looks like this Globochem did pick Bazaar as their own master.
My Viper
So
prays.
this is their pick. They might be a little bit more confident here.
True. There we go. Our third map is indeed Bazaar. It is now officially set on the scoreboard after many a rotation back and forth. Where's that first objective at?
Gonna be the center north. Danger one.
Commonly referred to as Kayat Building. The general...
To that only by the G-men.
No, it's...
Maybe only NA players.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't call it Kayat. That's what it's called.
Just center north 2 story. A little bit long-winded.
Yeah, that's a disaster.
It may be a little bit long-winded, but it's very descriptive. You tell that to a new player, they will understand what you mean. Hopefully. That's where my callouts come from, you see. That's hours and hours, almost 600 of just comp and pub lobby learning. Just someone calls out something, I say, where the hell is that, man? And they say, it's over there. I'm like, all right. That's what I learned from Pablo's, and I gave up on that. Intercomp lobbies, I'm just saying random stuff. I try to be as descriptive as possible, but it ends up being very long-winded.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Some people do. I mean, it depends on what squad you're playing with, who's on your team. It depends on what callouts you're going to use.
And you got to make sure to get some replays as well, especially with those nades. You might see some more.
Yeah, it's a struggle when you want to just capture good footage, and I have to take the hand off to go do it.
You know what we need? Foot pedals.
I have one.
Probably work pretty well.
I just don't.
Actually,
couldn't plug it
you
into
could
my
probably hook
phone.
it up to something.
Not to my phone.
A foot pedal for staying on the scoreboard. Put your foot off it and boom, onto gameplay. Solves the problem once and for all.
I would just end up forgetting that my foot's down.
It'll just collapse on the foot pedal. You're totally unaware you're putting strength into it.
Yeah.
Add some springs or something. Physically straining yourself just to stay on the scoreboard.
We're finally hopping into the final map, the deciding map of the series. If you are just stopping in, SMC Tactical took Quarantine 4-2. Globochem took Cargo 4-1. And now we're on to Bazaar, the final one, the final deciding map.
I heard Globochem call out at the start that they are happy with this. They said this was their favorite spawn for this objective or something along those lines. And we're seeing a pretty fast rollout on those eastern flank. There goes Sickness. Headshot by Pants already. Very nice.
Yeah, and Beefy.
And also Beefy headshot.
I mean, these over-aggressive spots, I mean, the spot Beefy took and Sickness took are just spots that you're gonna get shot at by guys like Globochem because they're always looking. They're aware that some teams like to do these fast spots, and they've somehow found spots to counteract it, and so Pants always finds early picks like that, and you just have to be ready for that stuff when you're fighting Globochem.
It must have been hours of practice. Raph did see Ponecake on this northern flank, but Ponecake has doubled back. Looks like he maybe got a little bit twigged by Raph kind of staring at him from a distance. Or maybe not, he's peeking out again.
I think he saw Raph cross.
I hope he did.
Nice nade over
Hey, no.
towards Pone. Not gonna land. I mean, that was perfectly tossed by Thunder. That's ridiculous.
If that had actually gone in there, I'm calling grenade hacks. That's all I would have called.
Ponecake tries to rotate around. Auto finds him. SMC Tactical not looking good on this defensive hold here. Globochem have taken off the training wheels from Quarantine and are punishing SMC Tactical right now.
Yeah, 2v5 with 4 minutes 30 remaining. Ouch. And Pants whiffing the smoke. Come on, man.
Captain Soda finds one, evening out this deficit a little bit. Surprise shots from Pants find brass to mouth, and now it's all up to Soda on objective. He's going to have a real hard time with this one. The smokes are coming.
Yeah, I'd like to see a cap attempt. Maybe they're going to send a guy in, but no. Picked off by Thunder Pilot instead. Captain Soda leaning against the wall, trying to like cover up his chest where he's been shot. That's a very cinematic shot.
That's a really very strong start for Globochem. That's a Marsoc point on Bazaar. It's not easy to take those, and we'll see how SMC Tactical answer back. I mean, they got really punished for trying to get out into some over-aggressive defensive spots.
Yeah. With those guys getting picked in these, that was devastating. And we actually saw Ponecake going straight onto the kind of marker on the map as his friend, who also went down the eastern flank. Maybe he didn't realize that he died there, but going to the exact same spot as your friend was picked off, it never works out. You'd think it might, but it never does.
It's not the right way to approach the refrag. It's what the intent is, right? You're trying to get the person that killed the guy there, but to go to the same spot, it's obviously weak and was lost for a reason, so.
They're going to be aware of anyone coming up there for the, maybe the little sneaky revive if they're still up, or sneaky scavenger hunt. Wow, Globochem only lost one member that round, that being Arsenic at the ice cream shop, picked off by Sota. 0 kills otherwise for SMC.
Yeah, that's one that you just lost. When you have a score board like that, a score lineup like that, a bunch of 0 and 1s, you just kind of brush that one off and try and answer back for one of your own.
Yeah. One thing that's definitely good to know is getting the morale back is probably top priority for most teams after a loss like that, especially if you've lost Cargo 4-1 against maybe the world champions. You still have a event coming up shortly, but this result may be reflective of it, unless they're willingly playing significantly worse.
Yeah.
Just so they can really shock Globo.
I think maybe you're probably feeling pretty good with your win, though, because to win a map on Globo is an achievement in
That
itself.
is true. And it was a 4-2 win as well. That's pretty impressive.
It was a very...
Most Globo wins are going to be 4-3.
Yeah, and actually you're seeing Globochem take up similar aggressive positions as SMC Tactical, except they go inside the building instead of staying out in the courtyard. This could be trouble for Pancake. He tries to come out here.
But we already have Sota popping off the smokes on the southern side. Not sure what it was supposed to do. He just wasted a smoke.
He wanted to cross safely. He's going to look for Pants, and he does find him. Maybe that smoke ended up denying vision. I don't know why he didn't confirm the kill, though. He heard Pants.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Maybe he thought he had pressed the trigger, but he just did ignore the and he ignored the fact that his gun actually didn't fire. Something like that, possibly.
Pancake, okay.
Maybe trying to bait out revive. We have seen that done before. Shots coming out to Pancake.
Arsenic trying to pick him off in blue room, and those aren't going to land. Smoke out near Raph. I don't think it's going to deny much. Raph is going to push out towards Brass. No, he's not. He actually pushes out towards Pancake. Brass to Mouth almost just catches him in the back. Brass is going to push on to Raph. Raph gets a really nice double kill. That's exactly what they needed there.
Yeah, Raph has almost a sixth sense for how to act in close combat situations, and they coming out to sickness. That's perfect.
Oh my goodness, that's 3. He's going to keep pushing up. He's looking for Captain Soda on that south side. Thunder instead answers back. Now Raphael's going to try and push up to the east.
And we also have the revive onto Pants from Thunder that Captain Soda failed to confirm, and they're also confirming sickness from Pants. But Raph and Pants, I think, are actually shooting at each
they
other.
are.
One more down.
Hopefully not going to see any team kills coming out, but I wonder if they will expect Mr. Beefy up in this far northern east side. Everyone else seems to be kind of focusing on the center and also east side.
I mean, Globochem is just so good with momentum. They're so dangerous in a series if they start to get that edge, that lead. Pants and Arsenic play so fast and well. I mean, Raphael is doing fantastic as well, and he's a main sub. He is not in all the time.
Yeah, which is surprising considering Raph is probably one of the more famous players. I'm not sure you can call anyone on Globochem not famous at this point. They're all incredibly well known for their skills, and Raph, so close. Almost getting picked by Beefy. He's dancing about in the middle of the street, pays off. Downs Raph.
Oh, that's nice. But again, not a confirmed kill. The callouts completely exposing him. These guys need to shoot their down targets.
Yeah, well, the fact that they're not is rather confusing, honestly. They should definitely know that the people that are down, or dead, or at the very least down, and regardless of the fact, if you don't have 100% certainty, I'm talking visibly see the blood splatter come off of them when you shoot them on the floor, you should just put an entire mag into them for safety. You cannot risk them giving up those callouts unless you're intentionally trying to bait out a revive, or possibly give false information.
I mean, the res came out on Pants, and he ended up getting a pick off. So if you had just shot him there, that could have been a different story.
Yeah. There's no way Captain Sota missed there. There were no bullets at all. He just kind of aimed at him and backed off.
Yeah. Either way, Globochem take 2. They're looking good to grab themselves the series. SMC Tactical desperately need an answer back on this Volk defensive position. It is going to be a west objective spawn.
Yeah. SMC Tactical needs to get back into their swing, back into their rhythm. Letting Globochem take the pace of the match will only end in things getting worse and worse for them as this match goes on. They need to do something radical, something to disrupt Globochem, but does anything really disrupt Globochem?
You have to shut down the momentum of Pants and Arsenic, so you have to be fortunate to pick them early. And so I think it's
Possibly
really...
instead of Arsenic, instead Raph.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, the whole... You need a pick, you know? I think obviously Pants is playing so well right now. He's 4-0. When I went 10-2 last game? 10-3?
10-3, yeah.
14-3 between 2 rounds. I mean, this guy is really on fire. You just need to shut him down.
Yeah. For some reason I can't remember how to turn on the UI again. Can you please explain to me?
Escape.
I've forgotten.
If you have
Good,
your
but it appears to not be
scoreboard up, you hit tab.
I don't know. It must be a little bit broken for me as escape brings up the scoreboard instead.
Yeah, hit tab then.
But luckily, I have to hop out the lobby after this, but hopefully it won't interfere at all.
Captain Soda is going to go up with an early spot. Pretty characteristic to go out for an early pick, and he doesn't find it. Meanwhile, we're going to go look up at Kayat, Pants, and Ponecake right on top of each other.
Pants is calling out. He knows his position is blown. I expect him to kind of drop out of the northern flank and just rail Ponecake from the back. That sounded rather risque, but hey.
Tell
We've
it.
seen what Pants and Raphael can get up to in their spare time.
He is holding this stair angle. It's interesting to see the Globochem spread here. They're not really sticking as a duo or going 2-3 or anything like that. They're kind of all separating. I guess they have 2 south.
Yeah.
But
One thing I'm scared about here is SMC Tactical's defense. They have one guy on objective. The other guy may be in rotation distance, but if they come up west, take down the guy at West Boyard and on objective, it's going to be such bad news for them.
Beefy is trying to pick off that north approach from Arsenic. Pants is trying to slowly make his way here. I think he is going to try and do what you were suggesting earlier, where he'll drop down and find Ponecake. He stood up. Nope, he's back to crouching. If he stands up, it means he's going to sprint and drop down quick because he needs that speed. Here comes... Oh my gosh, he's just I think he's just standing up looking for an angle.
Yeah, he's just waiting, but Ponecake has definitely heard him at this point on top. Because you could hear a little bit of a mic pop from Pants, but possibly it's only us hearing it. What was that?
No, I think Pants maybe thought he was right underneath him, and
No, I mean I got one on the bottom of West Guard Tower. He's still alive.
Did Pants just call out that he got one?
no, he's calling out like there is one underneath him. He clarified that to his squad, and actually, the clarification allows Otto to pick him off.
Yeah, I couldn't shoot him with it.
That's perfect. That really shows the coordination and kind of camaraderie between members on Globochem. They call this out and they are instantly ready to take that down, utilize that info and get the pick.
Yeah, Beefy's rotated off this north hold, and it's going to allow Pants and Arsenic to make their way up this north side. Brast him out, missed the cross from Pants. May be able to get a flank if he pushes up aggressively.
Likes for another ridiculous nade. There goes Beefy from Brath. That is a replay for certain. Oh my god, so many ridiculous nades. There goes Brath as well, taking that by Pants.
More nades coming out on towards objective. Raphael finds Captain Soda. Globochem looking so good right now. 5 versus 2. They can get the cap. They can take the map here. Mr. Beefy, the only one alive on the backside. He's going to have to find Pants and another one to his south. He gets Pants. He has one more behind
Raph just needs
him.
to push him with that shield.
Yeah, he's getting up towards objective. He sees Raph. The shots are coming out. Thunder peaks fast, and Globochem take themselves a Marsoc round. They are keeping SMC Tactical off the board.
Yeah, for certain. They could have got the cap there, but I guess, honestly, it wasn't worth the risk at that point. They had totally dominated that SMC Tactical defense because it was a little bit shaky to begin with. Only one guy on objective, the others relatively pushed out, but if they'd gone for the cap, that might have actually ended with them losing because Beefy, something's happened when you're pressured. You start playing like Jesus.
I would like to throw out that I think they're taking maybe more aggressive spots or unorthodox positioning, because it's just, to be that forward is not characteristic of a normal defense on this objective. Usually you are going to be a lot tighter on your OBJ to make sure nobody's going to, if you form kill boxes and stuff, and there's just no semblance of a normal defense there. So I'm not surprised if these guys aren't really showing off strats. And like I said, I don't think they're too worried about the loss, but they are definitely using this time to sort of get knowledge.
Yeah.
going to be really exciting when we get into OC5. I'm really looking forward to see these teams face off against each other to see what kind of strats they bring in.
Yeah. I wonder how the stage at OC5 is going to look. I'm very curious because I imagine it will be a little bit bigger than the ones at Leicester.
Well, this one will actually have
Much less of a space constraint.
seated audience, so it's going to be in, I think, the keynote auditorium of the conference center. And it's going to be pretty big. I think it's going to be really awesome.
That will be amazing, though. I imagine the teams hopefully won't feel too much pressure. They might. But playing in front of a live audience over the internet is a lot different than playing from a live audience seated in front of you.
Yeah, Globochem, SMC Tactical, they're teams that are actually seasoned in the pressure of playing in a LAN event, but these other guys that have qualified online, it's going to be a shock, a huge shock to them when they get onto that stage and have that level of pressure while they're playing this game. It definitely changes how you play and how you think. It's tough.
Though it is currently only boss fight that's not played on a stage yet. But maybe the scale of things so much grander, so much to lose and so much to gain, it might affect all teams equally, even the ones that are rather used to LAN games at this point.
Sickness almost finds one at Kayat, but can't quite land those shots.
Like Panzer's in this too, sorry, just to give out as much info as he can. Might look for a brass to mouth if he peeks out that window. I can't imagine he will.
It's kind of ridiculous that Sickness was able to ID that was Pants that made that push, just based off of the way that character moved. I think Pants is so distinctively quick and jittery in his movements that you can kind of ID him if you just see him moving around.
Yeah. Thinking back to boss fights, I know personally exactly how Scorpio moves on this kind of map on Bazaar. Because it's just so characteristic. He moves in the same way. The timings are always exactly the same. It's just almost a homely feeling going against them and seeing hearing rather some kind of footsteps next to me. I know that's Scorpio. He's with me.
SMC Tactical going for your characteristic approach where you send your LMG south, sort of dump some suppressive fire through that wood, look for a lucky pick. Get some good smokes out and try and cross your street, get towards objective, get inside that blue L and make your push from there.
Yeah, something I've just caught personally, Globochem defending the exact same way as SMC Tactical last round. Exactly the same.
I think a key difference is actually the position that Brass to Mouth was taking instead, where they have Raphael inside this building. Brass was more in that courtyard area.
Possibly. And Thunderpilot is a little bit off-center, not by the pallet instead inside the building, but still that is incredibly similar.
Yeah, it is a very...
But I think Globochem can pull it off with these slight adjustments.
Yeah, Pants being on the two-story is really the key there, because he has much more control of Kayat than Ponecake did underneath, and should be able to defend a lot easier from that position. And actually, we're probably...
Really, there is no reason why you should take the bottom floor in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
If you're defending, might as well go for second. You can drop down in about 2 extra seconds. You get a really nice overview of the center of the map. Just take it.
I think you can kind of see the risk, though. Pants did get shot at, so maybe that's one of the disadvantages of trying to get up to that two-story. We may have a mirrored approach here, with Ponecake now going to be the one, again, on the bottom story trying to get Pants.
He's almost getting picked there by Beefy. That is very dangerous. Or possibly it might be Brass to Mouth.
Soda, Sickness, and Beefy have crossed the street here. As long as they don't go into mini courtyard, they're not going to run into Raphael, and instead maybe able to find some picks onto Thunder. Have to worry about Arsenic as well.
Arsenic is waiting for them, yeah.
That might be a smoke to sort of deny vision there from Arsenic.
Looks like he kind of swapped back to watch the north side, maybe not trusting Pants a little bit. He can't do that again, because otherwise he may lose sight as they cross over. These smokes are not very well positioned to smoke out Arsenic's line of vision. This is Poultry. We might see Sickness getting picked. No, but it's close, but he gets sick by Thunder instead.
Yeah, Thunder's line of vision unobstructed. The rotation is caught out by Captain Soda. Shots are going all out through the place. Ponecake finds Pants. Globochem have lost 3 members just like that. Now it's a 3v3, 3v2. Arsenic and Otto on objective, but the smokes are there. Arsenic getting picked in his rotation. Otto's the last man standing on objective. SMC Tactical may be able to get themselves on the board here.
Yeah, this is exactly what SMC Tactical needs to just regain the pace, disrupt Globochem's kind of initiative to just keep going with this energy.
Oh!
And a team kill from Sota, or Beefy rather, on the Sota. What happened there?
Otto is capitalizing on that, does down 1. The shots come out towards him. Pone Cake with suppressive fire. If Sota pushes up, he may be able to cap, but now Otto, he may be able to run this back and salvage this round for Globochem. It's all up to Sota. Shots ringing out towards him, they don't land. Minute 22 left.
This could be the world's greatest clutch right here, 1v3. All thanks to a team kill on SMC Tactical's side. The Auto's playing really ballsy here. He's running about everywhere.
Oh, and he gets caught out from Sota. Those eager rotations to try and find anybody that's going to cap on you end up getting him punished, and SMC Tactical get onto the board.
But that may have kind of diminished how much that disrupts Globochem and also SMC Tactical's boost. Considering it was that close and they almost threw it away, it might screw up SMC Tactical's kind of mental image of how they can keep going here, because that was incredibly close. Honestly, if Auto had played a little bit more passive, they would have got that. That's what I think.
Yeah, if he had stayed on the backside of objective and kind of opted to wait and hold for Sota to push and cross that street, things could have been different. But either way, we are going to get ourselves a repeat objective. One that SMC Tactical had some trouble on against Globochem. I think Globo took a 4-man, I think they had 4 alive on Volk when they won against SMC's approach, so.
Yeah, I believe they only lost Raphael in the Center East Courtyard.
Maybe.
Question is, are they going to try for the exact same attack, or are they going to try and attempt to ride the momentum of the previous round's win and just go in hard?
Yeah, it is.
They afford to, giving the score.
There's going to be a challenge for them to try and approach this because, like you said, they can't really rely on their same strategy of crashing down east. Granted, it didn't really work well, so opting for something else is probably in their best interest anyway.
This potentially final round should be starting up in just under 15 seconds, or possibly exactly 15 seconds. It all depends on if Global wants to squeeze out as much time as physically possible. Going back to that kind of stage discussion we had, a little bit of chat from Scooby-Doo in the Twitch chat. Is that I'm sure the stage is going to be a bit different, but I don't even notice thing in the room when I'm playing. So maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Yeah.
You've played on a stage. How can you think to that kind of line of thinking?
That's what I thought too, and it doesn't kind of go away. But to know that you have cameras and boom mics and there's things swinging around outside of you, and you have thousands of people watching you on all sorts of different streams, and there's also going to be an audience there, and you're going to be able to hear them cheering and feel them cheering. It's going to be an experience, and it's not going to be something you can just kind of push out of your mind.
Yeah. My message rather, have fun, Scooby.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a once in a lifetime experience, and I really enjoyed doing it. I'm very glad I got the chance to play Pants. Finds a very aggressive rotation from SMC Tactical, and that's going to get them in the lead they're kind of looking for to seal this series.
This is a weird defense. Look at this from SMC Tactical. This is weird. This is strange. This is cruel and unusual.
What's
There's nobody on objective.
No, they do have Brass to Mouth. He has clear line of
They have
sight.
Brass to Mouth prone though, but nobody actually watching north.
Well, the thing with Brass to Mouth's position is he is basically the one that he can see any potential cap. He won't be able to see anybody come in and converge on objective, but if they're going to try and cap on that OBJ, he'll be able to spot him as long as he's looking at it.
Good point, actually. So when the smoke start flying and possibly a nade flies on towards the fountain,
Yeah,
things will take a turn for the worse.
Indeed, they're really going to start to lack coverage then, because he really is the only one looking at objective.
But Sickness has an interesting position there. Look at this. You don't see this one taken very often. Maybe occasionally Scorpion takes it, I know, but this is very rare.
I think, well, Raph was in a similar spot, but he was actually just up a notch further inside that building. He is going to get information. He should hear those footsteps from Otto. This is a very loaded west approach here from Globochem.
They're going pretty slow though, which is interesting. An interesting change of pace, especially that northwest, where even 2 minutes in, they're still being very wary of maybe the ghost of Pwnecake coming out to bite them.
Yeah, they maybe aren't sure. They confirmed that kill. Sickness finds one. He's not going to be aware of Otto just around his corner here, though, and we'll see if Otto decides to stand up and charge his way around this.
I got one down below me there.
Oh, Sickness. He's given away his position by to Otto. Or rather not. He's
What?
ignoring it.
Wow!
Sickness.
Otto gets caught out. Beefy finds Arsenic on the east, and just like that, this odd,
One more down.
what seemingly open defense from SMC Tactical is working out.
Yeah, that Sickness position is really paying off despite the weird stuff from Pwnecake at the start. Everything else is actually falling into place.
Actually,
I'm unsure as to how, but it definitely is.
Thunder and Raph, two very strong players on Globochem, though. They can definitely grab themselves a pick or two and be a threat. But it's going to require them to grab a pick or two.
Yeah, and we have the nice rotations as well from Captain Sota coming over from the eastern blue room on towards objective now, really solidifying their defense.
Yeah, I was just going to say, now their defense actually looks quite strong. They have a good square defense. Kind of a nice kill box around objective. Sickness also rotating inside that room. He'll be able to catch anybody out that comes down this main lane. And yeah, it's going to be hard for Thunder and Raph to do anything here.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing you'd expect from a team that will be going to Oculus Connect 5. The kind of rotations, the positions they take to disrupt the enemy team. This is what I want to see.
Probably be
We're gonna.
well, I was going to say it might be a minute or two before anything really happens, but Thunder is going to try and crawl his way up on this north side.
He's being careful about it though. It might be able to snag Beefy if he just went a few seconds earlier, but unfortunately not.
That was a really good smoke. Nice long-range toss from Thunder might distract Sickness enough to allow... Sorry, who was that over there that tossed that? Raph? Yeah, it allows...
It must have been
I
Raph,
think
yeah.
it-
That's incredibly long range.
Nice little distraction. Thunder comes out, looks for Beefy. Beefy with the flash doesn't land. Sickness also peeking out, looking for Thunder. Can't find the shots. Raphael's going to
Raph's
try...
going for that nade. Yeah.
Oh, he gets denied by the... He gets denied by that overhang.
A little sunshade, unfortunate. That would have got Beefy for certain.
Only have a minute left. They're going to have to move here quick.
Yeah, SMC Tactical still has their kill box set up on objective though. Thunder and Raph are going to be having a very hard time pushing in. They need to deal with Sickness and Brathmouth at pretty much the same time if they want any chance of coming through this kind of side.
The smoke might be able to deny the vision from Sickness, though. It is well placed. They just don't have to worry about him. That's the right approach. 40 seconds left, and Thunder's actually going to go for a long rotation. We'll go on to board Raphael. He's going to run into Beefy here soon.
North-south push is actually really good, though they only have 30 seconds left.
Oof.
They've got to be quick. There goes Thunder, picked by Sota.
Beefy gets picked up by
Raph's coming in.
Raph. Raph's in objective. Finds the one that's covering objective, and Soda peeks around, hanging on to that defensive win for SMC Tactical.
Raph could have done that if Captain Sota was just maybe 2 seconds slower, maybe a second and a half slower. That was possibly going to be a save for Globochem. Possibly. It would depend on how Raph's feeling that day, how up-to-date his reaction times are.
Take a quick gander at that KD, kind of see your outstanding performers here. Pants off to a 4-0 start. He has been sort of shut down as of late, the last few rounds, is maybe what's allowed SMC Tactical to get themselves on the board. Soda performing very well, 7-3, and have a decent spread.
Yeah.
I think what they need here is Brass to really kind of step up this round. They're going to need him to get some kills and start contributing just a little bit. If he does that
The hard part is realizing how you do that.
Yeah.
What is going wrong when you have 2 minutes between a round? That is incredibly hard to figure out.
Quick analysis, quick breakdown.
That's one thing that definitely separates the good teams from the amazing teams, is how quickly can you tear yourself apart and reassemble it to be something better than before.
Go into round 6.
6, yes.
Of this final series. It's shaped up to be a good one. SMC Tactical not rolling over, you know. Globochem were dominating. They had a 3-0 lead, and SMC Tactical said, hold up. We're not just going to give this one to you. We're going to get some points on the board ourselves, and now they're going to have to go on the offensive here. They are pushing rather aggressively into this blue room already, and they may be running into Arsenic and Raphael shortly.
Yeah, I did hear some calls before the timer ran out. They are definitely not giving up. I heard Sickness calling out some plans. Not sure what they were, but he was definitely, he sounded determined.
This looks like a very similar approach to their approach last time. 3 on the outside in that middle lane, and then 2 kind of in this L.
There's one in the right side building.
And actually an identical smoke as well.
But Pancake, he's going to have to deal with Raphael. Will he expect him to be there? That's the question. Raph has to have heard him at this point. He's got his gun well trained there.
Yeah, Pancake back to him, gets shot.
One down, there's another one.
Interestingly, he's using the Val. That is a very uncommonly used weapon, though it is incredibly silent. And there goes an 8 by Raph.
Soda pushes up aggressively, does get the tag. Arsenic rotates around. Beefy's behind Arsenic now. Goes up the stairs. Arsenic finds Beefy on the backside. Beefy completely oblivious to Arsenic's position. SMC Tactical now down 3 members, and it's a 2v4.
I'm curious as to what Sickness is doing. Proning up the center house. I'm not sure what he's looking for, but he's looking for something.
I think he's
along with Brath and Mouth.
maybe looking for pants over there in that corner.
Possibly. He does have pretty good vision towards the 2-story doorways, but nobody in their same mind is going to be going there anytime soon.
Airburst almost lands. Sickness may have an angle on Arsenic if he's paying attention here.
Brass, there's one pushing you. He's in your block of buildings. Be careful.
I don't think he spotted Arsenic. I think he's just being denied vision by that pallet box. That pallet there. I think Arsenic may see the proned. Sickness, I am not sure. Shots out from Pants.
So much fire, so little hit.
Gives away his position. Sickness finds Pants out. Now it's a
But that
2v3.
that flash thrown by Pants rather, that actually did blind Sickness for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he stayed still there. One thing to kind of point out, you can see Sickness get up out of his prone position. The reasoning being he has to reload his gun. It's hard to pull mags off your chest when you're prone, so that's to kind of get up into a bit of a crouch. Reloads, grabs a nade. Maybe he's going to try and smoke up objective. He has a clear line of sight if he goes through these pallets. See what Brass to Mouth's doing. He's deciding to rotate around far east, and he has all the time in the world. And 256. Sickness's smokes aren't quite what he
Those poor
wants.
smokes, yeah. They're playing incredibly slow. They've really slowed. They've hit the brakes. And Brass Mouth is kind of just looking for something on the eastern flank. Maybe Sickness is waiting for him to do something. Possibly the other way round, I'm not certain.
Brass needs to get in there and tag Arsenic quickly, because Arsenic's going to be the one that'll find Sickness out in this middle courtyard.
Yeah. He's redirected the smokes at least. That is definitely a good move, though he can't redirect the one inside of the fountain.
Mouth is getting very close to Arsenic.
2 minutes left. They have to deal with Arsenic and also Auto before they have any chance of pushing in, just because of their positions. They're incredibly solid for attacking this kind of defending well. This goes Angle, there goes Thunder, there goes Brown as well.
And there goes
And
Sickness. Arsenic pushes up, finds him out in the middle courtyard. Globochem take the series 4-2. Pretty
Nice.
yeah, pretty efficiently, I think.
Yeah, they had a little bit of trouble for those 2 rounds where SMC won, and it was kind of a almost, dare I say, one side, except for that one round where Auto very narrowly missed taking down Captain Soto at the very end. But that one round, it was rather one-sided, but it didn't matter anyway. Globochem did bring it back, and it was a 4-2. So they're taking it 2-1. What is the total score for us?
Total score is 10-7. They definitely lightened the blow. You know, that's going to be a lot less MMR hitting you if you're only losing a series 3 points to Globochem. You know, that's pretty good too. And considering I didn't really see any specific plays or any really unique defense setups from either one of the squads. I don't know if any positions were really necessarily given away. I think both these teams kind of go everywhere, you know? I don't think either one of these squads is really set in stone on any one spot, so... A fun series to spectate, though.
Yeah, that's for certain, especially with the ridiculous nade plays. I might just force myself to assemble those nade clips into a Globochem versus Season 6 highlight package.
No, you absolutely should, and we can toss that up onto the YouTube, kind of promote that a little bit more, get people to be checking that out. I think that'd be good.
May indeed.
Thank you for stopping in. I hope you did enjoy your time here. I think that'll be it from us tonight. Buxton, thank you for joining me, bud.
Always lovely to cast with you, NightFiree.
Yeah, it really is a treat. The EU sensation is always nice to have in at your side.
I'm very trusty. I'm a good steed.
Either way, thank you for tuning in. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. We will see you tomorrow. We have a couple of games on the docket that are going to be cast. It's going to be some good stuff tomorrow. I think Boss Fight versus SMC Tactical is on that list, as well as Boss Fight versus Danglers.
Also, yeah, we have Boss Fight. Actually, no, it's Beginners versus Danglers.
Yes.
And Boss Fight versus SMC Tactical. That's what we have lined up.
Yeah, it's some good rounds. So be ready for that tomorrow. Be tuning in here. See you then. We're out.
Goodbye.
Peace.